Okay, so let's take a look. Remember, we're looking for evidence that really supports and is going to convince us about inclement weather days and how we can really do these at home. And so we want to find strong evidence that appeals to that part of the brain, either the ethos, remember changing of behavior, which this really is. This is changing behavior. We need to find things that's going to appeal to the pathos, meaning their feelings, and the logos. So when we're talking about people that maybe think that students should go to school no matter what and that they should make up those school days at the actual school, we are looking for evidence to say, no, it's not necessary, and these are the reasons why. And then that evidence should appeal to somebody's ethos, pathos, and logos. You're all very familiar with that because we looked at commercials. So now, like Vivian said, we're going to make our own commercial, but the commercial is going to be in writing. And so we're going to make a graphic organizer first that's going to help persuade. So look what I put up here in my Google search. I put PA for Pennsylvania, no need to make up school days. And it came up with several results. Here's one from Penn Live. No more snow days, Central PA teachers, Penn Live. And you can clearly see, here's Inquirer.com, Philly Mag. And so the first one I clicked on was school snow days. I could have started up here, but I really wanted to see what CNN had to say about it because CNN, of course, is a credible, reliable source. So I clicked on it. Snow days could become a thing of the past. And it says school snow days could become a thing of the past. When you read it, it says technology disrupts everything, and now it's coming. For beloved snow days. Lawmakers in Pennsylvania have just greenlit a bill that would transform snow days into work from home days for students. And here's the bill that you could click on, and it should probably bring it up for you to read. I skipped it though because it might be a lot for a grade 6 student to read a bill like that. So then I kept reading down. No more snow days. And look who's talking. It says the legislation is now on Governor Tom Wolf's desk to be signed into law. Now the date of this, excuse me, was June 27th, 2019. I do believe that it was passed, that he did sign it. And I bet if we clicked on one of those Penn Lives, we would see that Governor Tom Wolf actually did sign the bill. But regardless, let's hear what he has to say here. It says, Wolf has previously expressed support, saying cyber snow days. I think it's a great idea. I would sign it, according to the CNN affiliate. And so Governor Tom Wolf, of course, is going to appeal to the logos, anything he says, because if our governor thinks it's logical and a good idea, why shouldn't you? And so Wolf adds, though, you don't have broadband, you can't do cyber snow days. I wouldn't put that quote in because that then is really the opposite, and you don't want to argue against you. So really, when you're looking at evidence, you really only want to pick out what you think is going to support your argument. It says the bill would require the school districts applying for the program demonstrate that they have ways for students without internet to participate. Justin Johnson, a parent with a school-age child, told KYW he supported putting snow days to better use. With the new bill, that's something that could definitely be productive. So why would this be important? Well, this is important because it's from a parent of a school-age child. So again, this article used it. I'm not saying you want to use it per se, but I'm showing you how you can find and collect evidence. So I want to go back to that graphic organizer. And here you can see I wrote the claim. I know it's not exactly the one that we wrote together in class, but I didn't write it down, to be honest, and I forgot. So I just created a strong claim while I was working here to make this video for you. So the Wyomissing Area School Board, remember that's the WHO, will allow students to work on district devices at home during inclement weather closures, so we're saying when, utilizing Schoology, a web-based platform, so how we're going to get it done, in an effort to prevent students from needing to make up the days later in the 2019-2020 school year. So I'm even specifying the time frame. So it's a very strong claim. So what would the evidence be in this case? Governor Wolf expresses, and then you quote him. So I'm going to go back to that article, and I'm going to quote him. Cyber snow days, I think it's a great idea. I would sign it. Remember, it's a direct quote. That appeals to the logos, but it's not exactly strong enough evidence. So we want to make sure we keep going and looking. Oops, look at that. Go back and looking for more evidence that's going to support. So what we really should think about here is, what reason do we want to add to this? So why? Why should the district do this? Well, it would eliminate the need to add days to the end of the school year. Okay, so here we have Governor Tom Wolf expressing that he thinks it's a great idea, he would sign it, so that's bringing some logic. So why would we want to eliminate days to the end of the school year? What are students doing? Well, some are going to camp. Some students need to work. If you think about your older students, they need to work. Some are getting ready for college. So maybe we want to go and try and find some specific evidence about why a student would want to eliminate it. So student need to not make up snow days. So again, I'm just going, this one's from educationnext.org. It looks like a credible source. There's the author, in defense of snow days. And then I'm just going to read it. In snowy climes, school superintendents must frequently decide whether an impending storm warrants closing for school. Concerns about students and teacher safety must be weighed. Interesting. So there you have a great point, which is, it's dangerous sometimes to come in, and do they close school? Or do they keep it open and bring you in the danger that maybe somebody might get an accident on the way? So maybe that's something we want to put in the back of our minds for a reason why this is an even better idea. Discussion of instructional time loss, however, has rarely focused on individual student attendance. In addition to reducing instructional time, student absences may impede the learning process. I'm just kind of scanning to see if there's anything that would help us support I'm just scanning and reading. There we go. Look at this. So as in most states, school closings in Massachusetts are at the discretion of the superintendent. That's the case here. He's the one that makes the call. In our case, it's Superintendent Scaboria. And it's saying they're typically reluctant to call a snow day for a number of reasons. Parents of school-aged children may struggle to make childcare arrangements. That would be a good reason that you would want to do it. So that, again, put that on the reasons. And then we would find evidence to support that reason. And then look at this one. Massachusetts law requires all schools to provide 180 days of instruction. That's the same for Pennsylvania. We also have 180 days of instruction. And so when school closes too often during winter, instructional days must be added to the calendar in June. Because, here's great point. Because the state standardized tests are administered in the spring, snow days also reduce the amount of instructional time that schools have to prepare for the tests. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it here. So our reason is we want to eliminate the need to add days to the end of the year, and here is a great piece of evidence. The state standardized tests are administered in the spring. Now we have to make sure that we give credit to this website or to Josh Goodman, because he's the one who wrote it. So we're going to say Josh Goodman from Education Next. I'm just going to put it in parentheses because when I write it in my article, my piece of writing, I have it there then. So Josh Goodman from Education Next.org. I liked that reason, so I'm going to steal it from Josh because it does make sense um, about safety. So it's not, I don't think it's a super strong, but I think it's good. So I'm going to put it in the middle. You always want your strongest reason and evidence to be first and last. And then your weakest piece of reason and evidence, you want to be in the middle so that you kind of are, you're kind of squashing it in the middle between really good, strong evidence to start and really good, strong reasons and evidence. So could, let's not use the word could because it's not a very strong word. Huh? How about likely chance a dangerous, let's start with the word travel. It is likely that the travel to and or from school could be treacherous and result, look at that terrible spelling, in needless accidents. What kind of evidence do you think I would want to find here? I would want to go and find out the number of accidents that occur in bad weather. And that that statistic, you could probably find on like a weather channel. And you would just Google something like how many accidents happened in 2018, winter of 2018 in Pennsylvania, and see if you could come up. That would really appeal, of course, to the pathos and the ethos. Like, ooh, we don't want to travel in that bad weather. Why would we want our kids? Always thinking back, of course, to those commercials. This is what I want you to do, which is go on to the websites and start looking for your topic and finding evidence. When you start finding the evidence like I'm doing, it's going to create the reasons and help you create the reasons. And then maybe you need to go and find more evidence. This might take us some time. Please don't rush this. You saw how I just got quiet and I had to read. That's exactly what I need you to do. I'm going to put a copy of this graphic organizer in Schoology. You could use it if you'd like in Notability, but that's harder to then use and read from. But I know you guys are so good at that kind of thing. So I will put it there at least for you to reference. And so I'm going to put an assignment in this folder for you to go and create. I want you by the end of class to submit something, whatever that something is. I don't know how much you'll get done. And honestly, I'm not worried about the amount. I'm worried about how good it is. So I'm looking at the quality of work. I'd like to see a strong reason with some strong supporting evidence that appeals to one of those three. If you get to another reason instead of evidence, great. Otherwise, you'll come back here on Thursday and do this. Of course, we want a completed 3 sections, reason and evidence, and then mine's up here, reason and evidence. Remember, I always leave a 4th box, just like we set up on your graphic organizer, just in case we find another great reason and strong evidence. Sometimes we want to add 4. So I'm going to put this up for you to view and work on, and I'm going to put up an assignment box. You must submit by the end of class whatever you have completed on Wednesday, because then I'm going to give you feedback. And in that feedback, I'll tell you what I need from you. All right, I hope you had a great class. Nice working. Tell the sub I said thank you. Oh, please tell me that didn't record. Are you kidding?